So you might be one of those people who think that you just started living, right? You may be in your early 30s or maybe mid 30s or even maybe early 40s, and you think that you just started living. uh, so you're not alone. The thing is that what do I mean by living? By living, I do not mean that you have to jump out of the airplane, or you have to do bungee jumping, or you have to do backflips or something like that. By living, I mean utilizing your full potential, living up to your full potential. I mean, you've been born as a human, right? And unlike other animals, humans have a huge capability. But you think that when you were a teenager, you didn't live the way a human teenager should have lived. And now that you are in your mid 30s or late 30s or even early 40s, you think that now you have realized what it is to actually live a human life. That you should have lived, you should have started living a long time ago when you were a teenager. You might be living in a survival mode and you know it. You know it, that's why you are watching this video. You are living in a survival mode and you are just not dying. You are doing those things you were, maybe you were doing those things up until now, by which you just live. Now, as a human teenager, there are many ways to live your life, right? First of all, as a teenager, you have to get to know people. You have to get out of your house, firstly. You have to be engaged in physical activities like sports and other physical activities. If not gym, I mean, gym is a too much for Indian teenagers or teenagers worldwide, but at least you should, in your teens, be involved in sports activities, or you should take care of your health, eat the right foods, do some workouts if possible. Then, as a human being, as a human teenager, you should get to know people. You have to get out of your house. You can be imprisoned in your own house. Because if you don't know how the society works, how the world works outside, you would not be able to cope. I mean, you would not be able to process later on in your life. You would have to cope then. And most importantly, if you are a boy, then you have to know the opposite gender. You have to know, you have to mingle with girls, you have to know them. If you're a girl, you have to know the boys. You have to know how the opposite gender works, because in your life you have to meet people, you have to deal with people of opposite gender, and as a teenager you have to know them irrespective of their gender. You have to know people. Now I'm going to discuss why this happened with you. Why couldn't you live the way teenagers should live? And now the problem is that when we are given birth into this earth by our parents, we are powerless. We don't know how to do things. It's our parents who teach us, who make us capable, who make us ready for the future battles, the future war. Now the parental issues are the most important in this scenario. I mean, maybe you didn't have both the parents. Maybe your parents were divorced. Maybe they didn't ha- did maybe they didn't have time to look after you, or maybe your society was responsible for the way you were brought up. You learn those things. You learn the societal skills. You learn which way to go in early stages of your life from your parents. If they're too busy, if they're not there, or if there is some issue with your parents, maybe that's why you didn't process which way to go. That's why maybe when you were a teenager, you were still in the dark. Now look, whatever the reason may be, that doesn't matter. What has happened has happened. Now you have to deal with how you have become and what you want to be. Now, at this point, you are at your 30s, and now you're realizing all these things. And how you're realizing? Maybe your old life values, your old life teachings didn't get you where you wanted to be. Now you have realized that all the things that you were taught as a teenager, as a child, they have taken you to a path which is not leading you where you want to go. And now you have realized that. You've realized because there may be a trigger incident in your life. Maybe you have a relationship gone bad, or maybe something else, or maybe you have been inspired by someone teaching you these things. There may be many reasons, but the most important thing is that you have realized at this point of your time that all the things that you have been doing up until now is wrong, but somehow you have found the right way. You have found it late, but you have found the right way. The thing is that most people don't even find out. They just go on living like the way they have been living, and maybe at the very end of their lives they realize that all of this is for nothing. But the most important thing is that you have realized it. Now that's the relief. Now the most important thing is that you have to know now what to do. And the first thing to do right now is not to feel guilty, or not to feel like a lost opportunity. Like maybe you're 35 right now, right? And now you're doing all those things that you have started doing. Now you have started doing all those things that you probably should have started a long time ago. You are now probably you're 35 right now, and you have now understood what to do, how to lead your life from here. And you might be thinking that I should have done these things a long time ago, because these are the basic things, basic ways to lead your life. Maybe right now you just started having a personality, or maybe an identity that you should have got when you were 15 or 16. You might be thinking that I'm 20 years late to live my life. Maybe you let people disrespect you or insult you up until now, and now you've realized that I have an identity, I have respect, I should have respect, and now you demand respect from people, and you think that I should have that a long time ago. But thing is that you cannot go to the past and change it. Now you have realized this, and you have to take it from here. You have to understand that realizing is the most important part, and you have to get rid of the guilt and the feeling of lost opportunity. Now, the things you should do right now, from now on, is that you have to build yourself physically. You have to eat the right foods, to do the right activities for your body, because you're not getting younger right now, and you have to be prepared for the future. Secondly, you have to look after your mental state, your mental health. Now, that's very important because you're at a point of time, you're at a point in your life where there are many things happening right now with you. Maybe it's your job, which is so stressful. Maybe your relationship, maybe your family, there is some issue. You may be dealing with 4 5 things at a time right now. Now you have to get your mental state right, and for that you have to find out what works for you well. Get your mindset right, get your mentality right, so that you can deal with all these things. And one thing you should remember is to never quit. Whatever may be happening in your life, you have to remember that as long as you are alive, there is hope, there is opportunity to fix things. So you have to look after your physical health, and then you have to look after your mental health. If those things are right, then you can handle any problem in your life. You have to endure, but you will overcome. Thirdly, you might have found out by now that having a lot of friends doesn't mean anything. You have to make yourself surrounded by the right people, the right minded people. They will help you grow. There may be 2 or 3 people, they may be your family members, they may be your friends, or maybe colleagues, whoever is helping you progress in your life. Keep them and get rid of everyone else. Get rid of the negative people from your life. If there are no such people, then be alone, but don't be lonely. Be alone, work on yourself, and keep moving. If you are facing a problem, try and resolve it. If you have to wait, if you have to be patient, then be patient. But don't lose hope, and don't ever leave this idea of how to live, because most people don't find out, but you have found out. Don't let it go. Make the rest of your life worthwhile. Okay, so there are many points and ideas in this video which are worth having their separate videos. So I'm going to make separate videos about them. when I upload my future videos. So stay tuned with me and wait for my other videos that are coming. Thank you for watching and keep it up.